child now, is it? Would you call your child Pancras? Let me know in the comments section. So who was this Saint Pancras and why do they have a station? Well, Pancras is better known as Pancras of Rome, also known in Latin as Pancratius. His name in ancient Greek means he who holds all. Frankly, I think it's very cruel to name your son after a
Very pan-like, isn't it? Look at the large ears. Too much certain substance here, and the ears go large.
type of bag, but these were tough times. Incidentally, I know St. Pancras is often mispronounced as St. Pancreas, so while I'm here, I'm going to explain that the word pancreas means all flesh, hence the similarity of the name, if nothing else. Pancras was born in Phrygia Salutaris, in what is now part of modern day Turkey. We believe it was around the year 289. He was orphaned at the age of 8 and moved to Rome with his uncle. While there,
Yes, the 8 number pops up.
he converted to Christianity. This was not a good time to be a Christian. Christianity was illegal in the Roman Empire. But, on the whole, the authorities had.
Now, how Indian does this look here? This looking up and the sort of ears and just the face in general. And we can see the overall idea here with the long neck.
Tended to turn a blind eye. Many citizens viewed Christians as suspicious with their insularity, their secrecy, and the fact that they were just different. They were liable to be accused of black magic, of obscene practices, of plotting to undermine society. Actual official persecution was sporadic and varied from emperor to emperor. But things were changing. Emperor Gallienus had issued a
It's a great name, Gallienus there. Emperor Galli, indeed. And we can see even in the statue here of Gallienus.
decree of toleration, which was exactly what it sounds like. A law ending persecution of the faith. Christianity had gone from an obscure Middle Eastern cult to a religion followed by some quite prominent and wealthy people, particularly
Yes, so Margaret Augusta is a Roman idea, isn't it? And we're going into August. And Augusta is also the Austin, another prevalent thing. Margaret for Mary and Eliot. And this one taught Paul McCartney the recorder, which he used in Fool on the Hill. She also taught George Martin the oboe. And just before her death at 97, she appeared in something here with him, a documentary film produced by George Martin. The Martin, never far. And Granville Elliot, interesting idea. Yeah, the Earls of Saint Germans. Saint Germain. And the Clare, always the Clare, the Sinclair, the Clara. And the Spencer Poisonby Fane. Spencer, like the die. Always interconnected. And this Gordon name is always interesting. This one's a duo, Peter and Gordon. But another interesting thing about Margaret Eliot. Yes, could Richard Allen John Asher, tribe of Asher, and Hema, very well covered by Christian Resurrection Channel, and Munchausen syndrome in the Lancet. So very interesting. And look where they got married at Saint Pancras Church on a 27/7 in 43 for a 7. So quite an interesting stuff here. And then of course the Jane Asher idea. And back in their bloodline we see this Jane and that before with the Asher. It's sort of like repeat syndrome, as you know, with these people. And Wimpole Street, the old Wimpole Street, 57. Yes, Asher was hailed as a pioneer in the challenging value of excessive bed rest following treatment. and argue that Epstein fever, Epstein, very much reverse that P, and we know the Pell was very prominent in a similar sort of ideas. Interesting enough. And the Hodge, like the hog, never far. And Mixoidomaceous madness. Mixoidomaceous madness. This was a good one. MM 33. And Hashimoto. There's a lot to delve into here with Richard Asher, married at Saint Pancras. And of course, the Fool on the Hill, the recorder like the flute for Pan. And you dig deep into these people and you come to the Leveson-Gowers and the Sutherland Leveson-Gowers. Dukedom of Sutherland, you see that name a lot, and Granville, of course, similar to Glanville, but a different family slightly. But look, from Lewis, of course, linking back to Trump from the Isle of Lewis. Yes, an interesting thing. Look at all the titles of this one family here. Quite an interesting bunch, and you do see these names around in Australia a lot. Suburbs of Sydney and a suburb of Brisbane with Stafford, Granville and Sutherland in Sydney. And Gower, I can remember, was somebody pretty big in the English cricket team not that long ago. No surprise there at all. Rear admirals and the rear admiral, interesting terminology, isn't it? Now, this is an interesting thing that just popped up from the Australian artist Nick Cave. It's 40 years since he first released his song Tupelo. And what a really weird song it always was. And now somebody's done this AI video, which is just quite bizarre indeed. And it's turning photos into videos, etc. You see these tornadoes illustrated Wizard of Oz or something. And look at this one here, freaky stuff. Yes, Elvis never fails to disappoint, does he? And there's some here where he's flying off into the crowd. And this one here, pretty weird. Here, look at this business here. Jailhouse Rock. Elvis the pelvis indeed. We might be here levitating. And kissing mum. It is very bizarre stuff. And here's the water. He's in the water. Here he goes. Jetpack Elvis. Yeah, this crazy AI world we live in now. But what an interesting thing by Nick Cave. Tupelo, 40th birthday. The 40. Very biblical, all this stuff, isn't it? Look at the arms on Elvis here. Certainly we have a problem, Elvis. All right, thanks very much, folks.